Hi everybody and welcome to this month's Creative Corner. Thank you all for joining us live, and as we are live, as always, feel free to drop a hello and where you're joining us from in the comments, along with any questions you have as we go along. Now, a couple of things to start with, things that I always go through just to get you up to speed with where we are now and what you're seeing now. So during these creative corners, I take you on a journey of creating a photo, and I start with just the background and perhaps a few ideas and a few inspirations of my starting point, and then I take you on that journey as how I build it up. Now, a lot of you on Instagram were asking me to do a few more photos with a single light using flash. Now, obviously, we're in a studio, obviously recording live for you, so sometimes flash can be quite difficult. But what I have done today is we've got our continuous light, and I will just turn that on for you. I'm going to use a continuous light with a grid on it. But if you don't have continuous light at home, if you use a flash with a grid, that will work just as well. Now, the choice of lighting here is really because I wanted something hard light. In the past with you, I've worked with soft light, so I'm working more with hard light at this time because it's a Halloween set and I wanted something a little bit more solid and a bit more spooky and scary, something that will perhaps create those shadows that hard light and grid will create for us. So that's the choice of light. I've placed it off my set, and you can see here the set that I'm starting with is actually a corner today. I thought it appropriate, a creative corner. And of course, because it is the 31st of the month, we are going to do a Halloween kind of inspired set. And by that I mean I'm going to use the seasonal fruit, the pumpkins, and I'm going to throw in some of the nature's leaves and things that I've collected along the way, because that's the theme that we're currently working in today. Now, I don't have an inspiration photo, which I normally do, but today I'm going to just use this pumpkin as the base. And so I've collected a few things, a few items that I think will work with the colors that we've got here. So as you can see, my background is yellow and it's all wood because Halloween. I wanted it to be a bit more earthy in its kind of feel and its colors. And I've also selected from my florist lots of orange flowers as well. Now, I'm not sure what I'm going to use from that selection, probably not all of them, but we're going to see as we go and as we build up. So I'm going to take these beautiful pumpkins. In fact, I have two more. Let me show you those. I'm going to just bring them onto set and show you. So these are the pumpkins I have. I've chosen different colors and different shapes, really to give me a little bit of variety and a bit of interest in the set, plus the fact that these vegetables are often a little bit, their shapes are often curious and fun. So what I loved about this one was this texture here. And obviously this is a little bit of earth still stuck to it. So I'm going to keep that as the main focus for me. But I'm also going to add in some of these, and I'm probably going to build my set around some of the colors that they have in there. I don't know if you can see that very well, but some of the colors that are in this, the green versus the orange. So I'm going to put the green aside forward because we've got a lot of oranges there. So perhaps more there. Oh, my live view went. That's okay. I'm going to click live view again for you. Don't worry. Let me just bring the live view back in. So you're seeing in the camera what I'm seeing on my monitor. So it gives you an idea of exactly the framing that I'm building up as I'm going. So I'm just going to pop him back there. He might need a little bit of a hand to stay put, but we'll see if we can help him. And then this one, I really love the texture and the pattern on the front of this, and I'm thinking about putting this one here. But the interesting part about pumpkins is obviously the inside. So I am going to cut this one open. I'm going to give it a slice, and then I'm going to see what I can look at inside of this. So let me just see where it might go first to give it a bit of room. I'll probably put it around there. I would like him to come a little bit further round. That's okay. It's not very stable where he is. He might need a little prop behind him. That's okay. So perhaps this one comes a little bit forward. That might work. So if I cut the pumpkin on its side about here, perhaps. I want to keep some of the shape of this, but perhaps cut into it, because I think that the orange may just be a bit boring. So we'll see what we'd do about cutting it. So I'm going to take it offset now and make the cut. So you'll be able to see overhead me cutting into this. So I'm just going to make a cut with this knife. Oh, it's tougher than it looks, this little one. So I'm cutting straight down into it. So then I'm going to make another cut here. So I'm cutting all the way through it to the center so that I can hopefully get the middle parts. Of course, now it's not going to work quite as well as I hope. Let's just see if it's, there we go. And if I break it open, you can see still a little bit green inside, which is interesting. So we're going to see, perhaps I might need to help scoop some of those seeds out, and we'll see that on the set. So I'm going to put this back in the set and see where we go from there. So here, nothing ever goes to plan, right? I was hoping that we would get these pumpkin seeds all coming out, but that's not what happened. That's okay. Oh, I've got to say, these pumpkins smell delicious. I'm gonna need to keep this, and I'm noticing, can you see that? They're glistening inside. Can you see the glisten dewdrops? Perhaps not that distance. That distance, can you see them? So they're all glistening inside. Now I know that under the lights that's probably going to dry out, but I'm just making a note of it, because when I come to take the photo I'm going to want those dewdrops back in. So it's a note to myself of where they're appearing, what they look like now freshly cut, and then where I'm going to put them back in later on when this is going to have dried out by the time I've built my setup. So I'm just noticing that they're on the outside edge. And there's little dewdrops there, which is really cute. So I think that's going to go roughly about there, and I'm going to need something to hold it up. I think perhaps, let me get my little flower stand, because it's a little bit, it might just be enough just to pop behind it. There we go, perfect. Right, I'm not sure that I want it full on, but I quite like that. Look at that, and I love how the circle kind of comes all the way around. So the outside pattern kind of finishes off that circle inside, and I'm definitely going to scoop some of these out, the seeds. I'm not going to do it right now, but I'm definitely going to, and I'm probably going to have this piece on the set. I just don't know where yet. Let's see where it goes. It may just want to go there. And again, I think that being on set, I'm going to want to pull some of these seeds out and kind of pull them round and make them kind of show a little bit more. Oh, so I'm sorry that live view went. Let me just put that back in. Menu, live view, and let me just wipe my hands because I don't want my set to be all sticky by the time I finished. Okay, so that's, you see how just pulling these out of the wedge there looks so much better. So that's exactly what I will do here, but I'm going to carry on building up my set with a few of the flowers first. So the first thing I'm going to do is look to see what flowers will fit. Now I had an old flower that I'd put on a flower florist holder. This one has already been dried and is quite old, but I kind of like Halloween, the playfulness of not quite fresh, young and alive anymore. So I'm going to use some dried and some alive to kind of balance these things out. So let me pop this one back here and see what this does for my image. So I like the colors. I'm definitely going to be working with these. I think I have, here we go, I have another dried one here. Let me just put that there for a second before I work out where it's going to go. But I think I have another dried one over here. So here we go. This is on a piece of, well, it's basically a frog, florist frog. And I think Philippe has a link for these in Amazon Spain. Now, we've been noticing that the prices of these have been going up recently. When we first purchased them, they were a lot cheaper than they currently are. And I think that that's probably just a price surge right now. So I'm not sure if these will come down again, but we'll put a link up. Oh, you've got a link up. So these are what I'm talking about. And this is where we've been finding them is on Amazon Spain. So the link's there just so that you know what the product looks like and where you can look for it. And I kind of, yeah, this, actually let me take the little florist frog behind it that was holding it and we'll swap it with this one. That will work. Great. Okay, let me just, perfect. Yes, I'm liking this, but perhaps, yeah, because I kind of want, I don't want it to come out of the stem. I'll put something else in the stem in a second. Do I like that there? Possibly. We'll keep it there for a moment just to see if I like it as we go. The other thing is I have got in my bouquet of flowers down here, I will just get my secateurs and show you. I have two of these. So I have one yellow and one more of a red colour. Let me just pull them out of the water. Let's see. So I have more of this colour, which is a yellow, and then more of a red kind of thing. And I think the yellow one is really vibrant. So I'm going to put perhaps use the yellow one to start with. Let me just see where it might want to live. And I kind of want perhaps not so tall. It's definitely going to have to be shorter. So I'm going to just chop it and then put it, oh, that's quite nice right there, isn't it? Let me just see about putting it into a florist. And this one's quite heavy, so I'm going to put this into a big one. And I'm just going to push the stem onto the spikes as far as they will go, and then put it into my set, so then I can play around with it. It's still a bit too heavy, so let me see if I can help it with a little bit of weight on the back. Oh, it's still a bit heavy, I think. Let's see if it's, there we go. That might work. Let me see if it will. I don't mind it being like off the frame a little bit. Nope. Okay. Let's see if, oh, okay, so what I might do is I'm not making this heavy enough, what I might do is just get a little stone, and the stone should be heavy enough to hold the florist base on the set. So sorry about that, I just went onto my balcony just to get some stones, and let me just pop nope, it's very top heavy, so we'll okay. Not liking the position of that, so perhaps it needs to come just a little bit more forwards. This is okay. This is the whole point of moving things around and being able to see where placements are better for things. So that's not, I think probably about there. That's quite a nice placement. Or let's see what it looks like further back, like if it's perhaps even just here might work. I was hoping to perhaps keep all of them, the alive ones, a little bit perhaps together, but we'll see. See how that works. I might move that out. That's not really working for me. That's okay. Let's see if the red one is any better. So I'm just going to change that one for the red. And that's the thing with these, is that compositionally sometimes you might see something, or you might feel something should work, but not yet actually working for you. Let's just, and what I'm looking at really is a case of, because you've got 3 pumpkins, you've got 3 flowers, really the next one needs to be in this triangle, but I'm not able yet to find a place. Perhaps the yellow is just too bright or too big, I don't know yet, we'll find out. Let's see. That one seems to be a little bit better. Let's see if it's better. Yeah, it might be better there. Or even, let's see if we need to move that one just a little bit further around. And again, I'm just a little bit into the image. Okay, I'm not finding just the right place for this right now. I know that there is a place for it, but I just haven't found it yet. So we're just gonna see what I'm looking at there. I really like how the shadows are casting over it. And I know that when I take that photo, those shadows are going to do something really beautiful to the set. So I'm gonna keep it there for now. The next thing I'm going to bring on is my little figs. And these figs I found actually on a walk recently. And they are wild figs that have fallen from the tree. So I thought that would be quite nice as they're seasonal. So let me just show you these. So these are them here. And if I bring them onto the chopping board and choose which ones I'm going to use. Okay, I'm probably going to use this one for sure because it's got a little feather on it, so I'm definitely going to use that one. And then these ones are really, really cute. This one is very, very green, so we might bring that one in. So let's bring them onto the set and have a look and a play to see where they might fit. So let me just pick them up and bring them over to the set. Okay, so the first one I really wanted in the set has a little feather attached to it, so it's this one, and it's ever so pretty with its Oh, and of course that's, let me just put the live view back on. Okay, so this is the one with the feather, and I really kind of, yeah. Let me see if, this one's quite flat, so I found it literally lying on the floor as if it was, you know, it was missing half because it was so flat on the floor. So that one's quite good just to put behind it. And these ones, I kind of want to perhaps cover up the base of my floral base, the wire, so perhaps those can act as a little hiding place if I balance them right. Oop. Okay, let's see. Perhaps it needs a few to balance it. So I always promise not to fiddle too much, so I will try. What I might need is the goop to stick this, but we'll see how it works. Yep, I'm going to need the goop. So this goop that I am calling goop is florist molding goop. I really don't know what else to call it. It's Oasis, and you can get it and buy it on florist products. It's like a tape. It looks like a tape. It comes out in this way. And basically it acts as blue tack for me, which is quite nice. It's sticky and it's really strong. So basically I can mold it and it's going to stick to pretty much anything and allow anything to stick to it. So when I put things in my set, they should then stick and set where I want them to go. So that's quite pretty. Actually, I really like, so you see, that's because I said it should stick. It will stick, not should, will stick. Okay, so I'm liking how this is building up so far. The next thing, I might just have a look to see whether or not the chestnuts I have will fit. Again, it's very seasonal, it's very Halloween, and that's around the theme that I'm building up here. So let's just bring my chestnuts onto the sets. I'm going to pick some small ones. So here I've got just a handful of them, so I'm going to see where they might fit. So I quite like hiding one or two back here. I particularly like, you know, them kind of nudged in here, even perhaps in there, so that you can see suggestively, you know, the shape of them, you know what they're going to look like, and perhaps one half in and out the shadow there. That's quite cool, the way it kind of just nudges in and out the shadow, and I didn't mean to knock that. Oh. Of course, now I've knocked it off balance. Hopefully that will be roughly where it was. I'm not sure that it is. Let me just put those back here for a second and just double check, because I think that was, yeah, tiny bit there. Okay, so I think so far that's looking good. Let me just take the stone off the set, but let me put in some of these back here. You'll never tell what they are, but it's a good suggestion that they're there. And perhaps I don't want this all the way in. Perhaps I just want a little hint of it here, and that will allow perhaps a tiniest chestnut here, like here. Oh, live view. Okay. So far I'm really liking how this is building in, and the shadows on here is really beautiful. So the other things that I have in my set kit are things like these beautiful vine, and they're all twisty and beautiful shapes. So I'm going to perhaps see if that will work. Perhaps that one won't work there, but perhaps I'm going to see if I've got some more. Yep, I do. So I'm going to see if that one will just rest there, which is beautiful. I'm not liking the stem at the back, but that's better. Oh, that's really nice. Is that also going to do the same for me? I'm not sure if we want them touching or not, but I kind of like the fact that they're linked. It's quite nice. Do we have another one back here as well? I'm not sure that it's working, but I don't know if I can make it stand. So let me just lift it up and try and give me a few seconds to fiddle. There we go. I think that will work quite nicely for us. The twirliness in there kind of gives it that lovely creepy autumny feel. So what else might go in there? Well, I was thinking that perhaps we would play with some leaves that I've picked up, particularly different colour ones. I think there's probably already a little bit on the ground there. I like the space there actually. I'm not sure that I want to fill the space there. I see that this one has managed to fall off its sticky perch. Yes. So perhaps I will fill it with a leaf instead, if it's really not going to stay. Kind of like how that works. That kind of pokes out, and then perhaps having this, I don't know, tiny little one in the front. Perhaps that will work better for us. That's quite nice as it is. Okay, the other thing that I had picked up on my walks were these branches, and I wasn't sure whether they would kind of play in the background with the kind of already spikes that are there. So I do like that. Let me see if there's another branch that I have that's better. I think I have there's only that one, which I don't think works as well. So I'll put that one back. Or this one, let me just see. And again, I think this one definitely works better because it's got the spikes that you can see better, and it's kind of a nice corner. If I wanted, perhaps I could bring in not that one. So I could perhaps have one in the back here, and also one in the shot, perhaps here, perhaps like perhaps like that. So that's kind of where I think my frame's going to go. So the last things I'm going to bring in here, I'm going to see if firstly I can bring out the pips of my pumpkin. Also, I really want to see if I can get some spooky moths in there as well. So that's going to come up. Let me just firstly look at the pips. So if I use the paintbrush and just see if I can encourage these pips out a little bit. Yep, there we go. Just a bit, it doesn't need to be a lot, but I do kind of want them. There we go. Let me just encourage them to do what I want them to do. So there we go. That's much better, I think. And even this one here. Oh, no, not completely out. I definitely still want them there, but I would like them to be better placed, perhaps. Yeah, and there's that's great. Okay, so that's really nice. I'm liking how that all fits together, and this here is great. So yes, I was saying about moths, and the only other thing I'm going to see, I don't think I have any more figs, so I don't really want to open these figs because I don't know what they look like inside. I'm suspecting that they aren't so nice inside because they are actually from the ground. So what I might do is put my moths in, take my shot, and then perhaps open up a fig to see if it really is nice. It's like getting the final shot secure and then seeing if there is anything else that we can add to it. So I'm just going to see about my moth to start with. Let's have a look. So I'm going to try and use this beauty here. I think it was the one that's going to fit the most. It's this one. It's kind of goes with the pumpkin orange. So I'm going to ever so carefully, if I can. They are a little bit fragile and delicate. There we go. I'm going to put it on the set. And where do we put this on the set? Well, I kind of, didn't mean to do that. So let me gently see what I broke there. Oh, okay, we're good, we're good. Oof. Okay, so I'm going to slowly see where this beautiful moth might be able to fit. Now they like dark places, so I think that perhaps somewhere back here would be perfect for him, and I'm just gonna sit him right there, perhaps a little bit further in. And even perhaps just a tiny bit. I want to, yeah, there we go. That's really beautiful. So I think we're going to keep him there. I really like that. So now actually the dews haven't gone away. I'm really pleased to see that because I thought that they would have dried up by now. So they haven't, so that's really good. So I'm now going to take this image with my branches in place, if I can. In order to do that, I'm going to put the camera on timer, so bear with me. And I'm just going to bring in my branches. And hopefully, let's see where this will go. So I'm going to perhaps have something there and something here. And the main light just went low. So I think something just turned off on us. Technical details? Okay, no problem. Okay, so I'm going to take this photo. So let's put it on a timer. It's on a timer. I'm going to click the shutter and then try and get these in place. Oh, I wasn't quite in place, but it will give you an idea of where we're going. Okay. And so that will be roughly our photo. I think because the main light went out there, I didn't have a lot of ambience. So we're just going to try again. Are we good to go? I'm just going to wait to get the all clear. Okay, I think we probably need a little bit of ambience. So if you put the video lights on for us for this part, it will be good. Great, okay. So I'm going to click the shutter again. I'm going to come in here and try and get it in the right. It's like trying to hurry very quickly. Can you press the shutter for me again for me? I wish, you pressed? Oh, sorry. Oh no, I like that one. That one's good. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that one, but that one got the little balls in at the top in this corner really, really nicely. I'm just going to show you that image again. So that's our Halloween image. So guys, I'm so thankful that you came along. I don't think that we have any comments in, but if you do have any questions and you're not watching this live, but you've got any questions, please drop them in the comments and we will go through them. So thank you again for joining us on the live. We will be here again next month, the last Sunday of every month at 2 o'clock. So thank you ever so much.